Hey guys!
Hi, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
You guys want to watch my vacation photos?
Oh, Dad, do we have to?
Shut up, son. You're gonna listen to your uncle.
So I got to go to GDC. Unfortunately, I had to go by myself. Alex was in St. Louis.
I was actually in the ice storm that caused Dignation to be late, if anybody recognizes that.
And
I was playing Lost Odyssey.
So I want to tell these guys what I only got to go for one day at GDC, but I saw some awesome stuff, and these are my photos that I took by myself.
I find this interesting. This is one of those 3-monitor helicopter things
So I
that
just
they sell.
I took some shots of stuff that I just thought was cool, like this.
One of those.
Okay, so the first really cool. This is a blurry picture I took.
Is that a Blizzard logo?
That is a blurry picture of something that says visual clarity.
Yes.
Yes. Done on purpose, right, Jeff? Done on purpose.
This is going to be a seminar on irony. So this is the first actual thing that I went to see, a presentation that I went to see at GDC. People who haven't been to GDC before, like me, before this year, it's all for the developers, and so there's lots of almost classrooms or design discussions or very in-depth for the developers. And this is the first one I went to, and it was really cool. It was all about Blizzard's approach to multiplayer.
Oh, well, continue, sir.
Yeah, right? So the thing that I took away from them, it was a lot of various points talking about StarCraft, Warcraft, and World of Warcraft, and how they approach designing multiplayer games. And the thing that I took away from it that was so awesome was they're really, what they do to mold and use player psychology when they're.
I like that.
So they were talking about stuff like when they originally in the beta introduced a rest bonus in World of Warcraft.
Yes.
You know how when you leave the game, you get a bonus.
If you're in, and yeah.
Yeah, they actually used to do it the opposite way. It used to be a penalty. For if you played a long time, you started out with 100%, you'd get 100% experience, and then if you hadn't logged off in a long time, you would go down to 50% experience.
Oh, so they slowed down the people that were playing.
Why am I getting penalized for playing your game?
Right.
So what they did was they changed it to you get 100% experience, and when you log off, you come back, you get 200% experience. It's the same exact thing. It's just shown to the player in the opposite way.
As a positive
and so
way
everyone loves it, and it is completely the same thing, right? It was so fascinating to get these guys talking about the thought process. Like they were saying how they, it was Ron Pardo, the head of Blizzard, and he was saying that his design thing he says to his design team is every unit or every item, depending on the game, should feel overpowered. There was a lot of cool XNA stuff. There's this game called Go Go Break Steady, which was really awesome, like breakdancing game.
Sweet.
Wow.
Where it's a rhythm game, and you have to hit these buttons as they come across the screen. And then as you do that well, it turns into Zuma. So it's like this weird, so then you're shooting Zuma. It's like this weird hybrid game. So
weird.
Really cool. I think the thing I took out of GDC the most this year was the independent games, because there's some really awesome concepts that. There's this game.
Just like Stardust HD.
You fill the world with flowers. That's the whole thing. You just make flowers on this world.
I love that it actually says, fill the world with flowers.
Yeah. I played Super Smash Brothers Brawl. We'll talk about that later.
Oh.
In a future episode.
I think I got to get the component cables. I think that
Played
might be
the
part
Wii
of my...
Fit.
What did you think, sir, of the Wii Fit, or the electric platform of exercise?
God help me, it's awesome.
Really?
I'm shocked, and I'm almost embarrassed to say it. We'll be talking about it more on the show. It's coming out in June. The exercise stuff.
It's just exercise stuff.
Exercise stuff. But the games, the mini games, the Wii is already the perfect, let's have a few beers and look like jackasses playing a game.
Right.
This is, I played the snow skiing game, and you shift your weight to make your guy turn.
Yeah.
And then there's a snow jump game where you jump up onto your tiptoes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's great because it's competitive with your friends, and it's difficult, and it's a way to interact with a game you've never done before.
I like it. I want to see SSX Tricky.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And skateboarding games?
Yeah.
How badass would that be? They said there's 10 games in development for the Wii Fit board.
Interesting.
But the most fun I had the whole time I was there, Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword for the DS.
Really?
It's awesome.
Oh.
It's awesome. Completely controlled by the stylus, but it's a full-on Ninja Gaiden action game, and you strike the stylus to do slashes. You can do circles, and you do spin attacks. You control it completely with the stylus, and it works. This is really cool. This was a company that was showing motion capture where they do it, and you don't have to wear a ping pong ball suit. So there's 2 games in the Independent Games Festival. One was called Goo, and the other was called World of Goo. But they're very, very different games.
Yeah.
Both were very cool. The World of Goo won a bunch of the awards. But I thought this one was really cool. It was done by one guy, and he did it as a way to challenge himself to do multi-threading, seeing how many different tasks you can have on the different threads on the 360. You play this gelatinous ooze, and you have to encircle other ooze, and you can play 2 players, and you try to encircle each other.
Tron
calculate
cycles.
yourself.
Cool.
But there's so many really cool effects. Like he's got music synthesis in the background, so it's giving you a visualization of music in the background. And it's also, there's different modes to make your goo look like different things. This is the game that won the grand prize at the awards ceremony that I went to. Crayon Physics Deluxe. So it works exactly like Kirby's Canvas Curse, where you draw stuff, you have to get something from one place to another, right? So you have to get
We
this
like
ball
that.
down to these things, and you literally can draw anything you want in crayon.
Oh, wow. It's
You draw
awesome.
anything you want, and it turns
Love
into physics.
it.
Right?
Love
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so the next major thing that I went to was a thing about Spore. And I'm telling you guys, Spore is gonna rule the world.
I'm nervous. I am
Okay.
Spore.
So there's gonna be this thing called Sporepedia where it makes these cards of anything you create in the game, right? The crazy thing about this that I learned is that everything you create in the game, any creature, any vehicle, any building, anything you create in the game, it creates one of these cards. And what the card is a PNG file. It's literally just a
Image.
picture,
Right.
but they found a way to attach all the information to that picture that makes up in the game world what the object is. I can take this and look at it as a picture, and then if I like it, drag it into Spore, and Spore knows what it is, and it's a complete object in the game that I can use. People are going to be able to do what they call Sporecasts, which is they become aggregators of content, and you can subscribe, like I can subscribe to Alex's Sporecast, and so all the shit that he's searched through all the stuff that people have made and selected his favorites and sends them out as a Sporecast. So if there's people who you start trusting the content that they like, you can get just that content in your game. This is another great independent game called The Misadventures of P.B. Winterbottom. Totally up your alley. This is a guy, I think he's from USC. He was a film studies major first, and now he's in grad school making computer games.
I like it, yeah.
And
It's got
Dan's
this,
like, all right.
it's got this sort of like French New Wave, French Impressionist
Looks like
art
Cabinet
style.
of Dr. Caligari.
So the whole thing with this game, he said the inspiration was Back to the Future 2.
Dan's already in. Stop getting Dan more in. You don't need to do more Dan's in.
He already has
stuff.
1,000 boners right
Yeah.
now. This is actually a Half-Life 2 mod
What?
What?
called Flipside. It's a completely 2-dimensional game, but you press a button and everything flips over and it's all the same stuff but darker colored and he's evil.
Amazing.
That's epic.
Yeah.
Do you have the flip?
No. This is another game where you kick little guys into this mouth, and then at a certain point it tells you
You've
run
killed
to
enough
the
guys.
ass, and you have to run around to the back before it farts. Don't know why.
All
It's awesome.
right.
Okay.
Oh.
Whoa.
Bionic Commando.
Yeah,
Oh.
dude! Yeah, dude!
Whoa.
Oh,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey,
Wait.
apology accepted.
Whoa.
Apology accepted.
Absolutely. I am so stoked for this game now. Seeing it played in front of me live, gorgeous, and literally you can attach your thing to anything, which is what I was worried about. I was worried it was going to have the Metroid thing where it only has grapple points.
Yeah.
No, you can attach to anything. You can attach to an enemy.
Or
I saw
Devil
him-
May Cry or whatever.
He attaches to an enemy and it sucks him toward him and he kicks the guy. It's awesome.
Well, Jeff,
Yeah.
I have to say, there's a good ending, by the way. But I have to say, I wish we could have gone.
I
wish you
know,
guys
it
would've
would've
gone.
been
Maybe
awesome.
next year.
I had so much fun. It was such a...
GDC 08, 7.
Yeah, let's
9.
do it.
Well, before we get to our email, let's check in with our sponsors. Dan, Jeff.
Oh, I have the privilege of talking to you about Netflix this week.
What?